Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight I will be trying my first attempt at gumbo. So if it does not work out well, you guys will see it first. It's going to be seafood, chicken, and sausage gumbo. And this is all the ingredients I'm going to use. But before I get into that, I want to thank you all for coming back to my channel. And if you find that this recipe is helpful to you, go ahead and like this video. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell too. So I'm gonna go over the ingredients, you guys. It's not anything measured to a T. I think with something like a gumbo where everything is just thrown into a pot, you can kind of pick and choose how much you want of each ingredient according to what you like. So I'm gonna start with the seasonings. I have some Creole seasoning, some pepper, some Old Bay. I'm gonna use a little bit of thyme. Bay leaves, better than bouillon because I only have 32 ounces of chicken stock. And if I need to add more water, I don't want it to be too watery, so I'm gonna put some of that better than bouillon in there. I have rice, okra, celery, onions, green pepper in this bowl here, chopped up fresh garlic, andouille sausage, chopped up chicken thighs. You can use whatever type of chicken you want. You can use chicken breast. I've seen it where people had whole drumsticks in there, so it's pretty much up to what you want to do. I have some shrimp here. This is about 2 pounds. I have 2 cans of diced tomatoes, and I did get the roasted garlic diced tomatoes. And then I have 1 pound of crab legs here. You're also going to need flour and oil for your roux. That you do have to measure, and I'm going to do equal parts. So a 1/2 cup of flour and a 1/2 cup of oil. So the way I plan on doing this, I've seen recipes where people put, like, you know, they made their roux, they, you know, saute their vegetables or whatnot, but then they added like raw chicken and then the sausage, and I consider it still raw in this form. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to actually cook my sausage and my chicken. I'm also going to saute my okra because the texture of the slime in it, I just don't like that. So I'm going to try to, you know, saute it a little bit to pull some of that slime out. And I'm also going to season as I go. I'm not going to use any salt, but I am going to season it with like Creole seasoning, which does have a little bit of salt in there. So let's get right into it. So you guys, right now I'm just going to heat up some oil and toss my sausages in there. I want to get these nice and golden brown. Cook these for about 5 minutes or until you're liking. You can cook them for 1 minute. Some people don't even cook them at all and throw them right into the gumbo, but me, I need my sausage cooked. As you see, I'm browning them on both sides. They're going to cook down. We're going to render that fat down. But when the sausage is done, you guys, we're not going to throw this fat away. You're going to see that I'm going to hold it and actually go ahead and cook my chicken in it as well. So this is how the sausage should look. It's getting to my liking. Some people might not like it this dark, but I do, because you got to remember, we're still going to put it in the actual gumbo soup type roux, and it's going to soften up and it'll give it a nice texture and taste. So like I said before, we're going to throw that chicken right into the same pan as we cook the sausage in, because it's going to give a lot of flavor. We're also going to add some Cajun seasoning and pepper. Now the goal is not to fully cook the chicken, but we're just going to brown both sides of the chicken. Get it nice and golden brown to your liking. At this point, you can cook it fully if you want to, or just do as I'm doing. But I just didn't want to throw that chicken into the gumbo raw. This way I know my chicken has started the cooking process, and it gives a better look, visual look to the chicken. You know, if you ever seen just boiled chicken, I don't like the way that look. At least now it's kind of golden brown, and it doesn't just look like boiled chicken once it's in the gumbo. But it's all about how you like to do it. You can do as you please. Some people do actually throw the chicken raw into the gumbo. It'll save you on time and many steps. Now we're going to toss the okra right into the same pan. You might need to add a little bit more oil at this point, just so the okra will not stick to the pan. This was frozen and I let it thaw for a little bit on the counter. The key to cooking this okra is to keep it moving, because that slime that's inside does seep out and it tends to make the okra stick. Now you can cook this okra as little or as long as you want to. It kind of get a little charred on the outside, which I believe gives a lot of flavor. So now you guys, I'm going to try to make this roux to the best of my ability. This is the first time I'm making it. So in a pot, this is a different pot, you guys, I heated up a half a cup of oil, and now you just see me add the half a cup of flour. Now you want to gradually add this. I know I have the video sped up, but I gradually added the flour. Now when you add this flour, you want to continuously stir non-stop. And the key is to keep this roux smooth without any lumps. And you want to cook it till you get this, I believe, like this deep brown kind of color, almost like a really deep peanut butter color. And the best tip I can say is to keep stirring, stir some more and stir some more, and do not leave it. And then you will eventually see the color start to change. Keep an eye on your temperature, because if you have it too high, it'll start to stick and get too thick. So you might need to adjust your temperature, as you see I'm doing here. Also, you see that the roux is starting to change colors. So you want to get it a little bit of a deeper brown than this, and then you'll have your roux. And the best part about this, if you mess up, you can just toss it out and start over again, because you haven't added any other ingredients to it yet. But literally, you guys, this took a good 10 to 12 minutes to get the roux to this color of just constantly stirring and stirring and stirring. And I got a tip from my Uncle Dave on how to make this roux. And he told me, Jessica, you're going to be stirring and stirring and stirring for a long time while making that roux. Or you can just buy the roux, like I guess at the store. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it from scratch. But it's not that tough, you guys. If I can do it, anybody can do it. At this point, now my roux is done, and I'm adding my celery, my onions, and my bell peppers. A little disclaimer, I did buy these frozen, and I allowed them to sit out a little bit to thaw, but I was not about to chop up all these vegetables. I was tired, you guys. I just threw in my chopped garlic. Realistically, I let my vegetables cook in there for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then I threw my garlic in there for the last minute. I'm seasoning it. I don't know if you're supposed to season it right now, but I am, because you all know I love to season in layers. At this point, you guys, I'm adding in the 2 canned diced tomatoes. Remember I said it was roasted garlic diced tomatoes. I'm going to throw in the chicken and the sausage at this point. I'm also going to throw in some fresh herbs, starting with 2 bay leaves and some thyme. That looks like about 5 to 6 sprouts. I'm going to add in my chicken stock. This should cover the ingredients, but I didn't have enough, so you will see me add in more water. And then to that, I will add in that better than bouillon type saucy paste. I guess that's the consistency of it. We're going to stir it all together to mix everything up. And you will see me readjust the heat. I'm bringing it back up to like a medium to medium high heat, just so I can bring it to a boil. And then once I bring it to a boil, I'm going to cover it and let it simmer. So now we're going to add in the okra. You're going to give that a nice stir. Make sure it's all mixed well. So now you guys, I'm going to add in more seasoning. This is the same Tony's Cajun seasoning and pepper. And you're going to let this cook for a good hour. This is what you're going to come out with. As you see on the top layer of the gumbo, there's a layer of fat. You want to just scoop that off. Throw it into a bowl, but do not get rid of it. Scoop it all off and save it in a bowl, okay, you guys? Open up, open. At this point, we will now add in our crab legs. I just have simple snow crab legs here. We're going to hold off on the shrimp. I'm going to let these crab legs simmer in this gumbo for about 30 minutes before I put the shrimp in. Here you guys, I'm just showing you that I did season my shrimp. I used the Old Bay seasoning, a little bit of the Tony's Cajun seasoning, and some pepper. Now when you add it into the pot, you want to make sure you give it a stir and make sure the gumbo is covering all of the shrimp. The shrimp will not take that long to cook, probably 10 minutes. So you're going to want to just cover it and bring it back to a simmer, as you can see here. So we're going to give this a nice stir. Make sure everything is cooked good. And this is pretty much it, you guys. You're going to let this continue to simmer. It's going to thicken up a little bit. And you're going to serve this over rice or whatever you like. You don't have to serve it over rice, but I served it over rice and it was delicious, you guys. I hope this really helped you. I'm a first-time gumbo maker and it was easy for me. Everything turned out perfect. It was seasoned good and it tasted like authentic gumbo to me and my family. So I want to thank you for watching. Please comment below if you have any suggestions for me to do the next time. And look, you guys, as I was just stirring through, I was looking for the chicken. All the chicken pretty much like disappeared. That's crazy. Out of all that chicken I put in there, it was really just a little bit of chicken in the bottom of it. Not as much as I thought would last through the cooking process. Alright, you guys, thank you, and please continue to watch my video.